Growing up, cricket was all that Smriti Mandhana knew. In fact, she lives her life just as she plays the sport. As a strong woman, she faces several challenges and delivers on the front foot. She's as expressive and confident in person as she is on the crease. She's broken several records, but most importantly, the stereotype that women can't play the game. I'm Karishma Mehta, founder and CEO of Humans of Bombay, and I had the opportunity of speaking with Smriti about her extraordinary cricketing journey. From breaking into the under-19 team at just the age of 11 to being awarded ICC's Best Female Cricketer of the Year, Smriti's drive and passion is relentless and fiery. During our conversation, Smriti got candid with me about her life, her humble journey, and the support she received from her family to believe that she can wear the blue jersey. And as a Nike athlete, Smriti is determined to inspire a new generation of women to believe that they can play cricket and women in general to participate in sports. You don't want to miss this interview, guys. I genuinely left the conversation believing that I could achieve everything, and that's how you're going to feel too. So let's get straight to it. So I'm so delighted to be doing this with Smriti. Smriti, thank you for doing this. And I'm a personal, huge cricket fan, so it's a victory for me.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to go straight into it. I want to know about your childhood. What were you like? Where did you grow up? Any special memory that you remember?
Well, I think I was born in Mumbai and then we shifted to Sangli when I was around 5 or 6 because, of course, the family was shifting. And then, growing up, I think the earliest memory for me, actually, not many people know that actually I started practicing. My first practice was in Mumbai when I was 5.
Wow.
So actually everyone thinks that it actually, like, I was in Sangli and but even I think I was speaking to my mom and that's when she told me that, at some gymkhana she used to take me and my brother. And because the clothes used to not fit me and it was a rule to have whites, so they used to cut she used to cut and get it tailored for me so that I get white kid.
Wow.
So the first, I think maybe 6 months I started my cricket in Mumbai, and then we shifted to Sangli. And of course the earliest memory for me is going with my brother and my father to play cricket and just maybe pick up balls for my brother at that time because I was too young. But I think that's how, if you ask me about cricketing memories as a kid, I think that's my first memory.
Yeah, and at 5 you actually played cricket for the first time, and your mom told you about that. That's so special looking back that it is your first memory at 5. And as a child, what did you want to be? Like, you played cricket at 5 for the first time, but was there anything else that you wanted to become, perhaps, just as a passing thought?
Well, I always, of course, I loved batting.
Yeah.
That was cricket was, of course, later on, but I just loved, picking up bat and just playing. I used to play for hours.
Yeah.
So I always had that thought of becoming a cricketer, or at that time, we didn't know much about how the roadmap will look for a women cricketer at that time. So but I think I also used to love cooking. That's two different side of one cricket and other thing is cooking, but I think I wanted to do something like open a hotel or or something into becoming a chef. So finally, I think 2-3 years back I did open a cafe. So that was I could do both. And my mom used to always tell me that if you want to play cricket, you won't be able to do much of other things. So play cricket, you'll be able to, if you do well in cricket, you'll be able to do other things, which has come true actually.
Yeah, it came full circle, both things.
Yes.
That's amazing. I had no idea about that. That's very cool. Okay, and cricket actually is a very big part of your legacy because your father and your brother actually played. So was it because you saw them growing up, as playing cricket, that you decided to do that, or what was the thought process, when you saw both men in your life actually playing cricket?
Yeah, I think when I was growing up, at our home there's no other topic else than cricket because my father was such a huge cricket fan. Even now, any match, literally any match, it's on TV, he will go and watch it. Wow. So that's why when we were growing up, it was just about cricket. The conversations were all around cricket. So I think from the time I was in my mom's home, I have just heard cricket because, I think that's why I just got attracted towards cricket, towards batting. There was always a hanging ball, if you know a hanging ball.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, if you said
Yeah,
you love cricket.
yeah.
So there was always a hanging ball at home.
Yeah.
So that was our favorite pastime for me and my brother. We used to not watch a lot of TV, not a lot of playing video games. We used to do hours and hours of hanging ball together, have that competition between each other. So yeah, that was, I think, like a hobby. At that time, we used to enjoy doing it. I never really thought that it will turn out to become a
change your life.
Yeah, I'll become a career, and I'll be doing that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And I'm sure your father, because he's such an ardent cricket follower, would love that you're playing at this stage.
It was his dream actually that one of the kids play for India. So yeah, that's so when his birthday. It was his birthday like 5-6 years back. I actually gifted my India cap to him, so he got pretty emotional.
Yeah,
like we're not a lot of emotional family, but yeah, that was the only moment we were a little emotional.
Yeah, I mean that's like, it's like your dream, his dream, the family's dream, right? Essentially.
Yes. It actually turned out to be the whole family's dream. Even now, I think whenever I'm on a tour or a series, I think it's like the whole family is there in their mental space. Everyone is there with me at that time.
Like they're all playing the game.
Yes.
Just you. That's so like sweet. I can't even imagine how you feel about it. And at what point did you know, okay, I want to become a cricketer?
Well, I think I always wanted to be a sports person, because that's athlete. Because I always I always loved playing all sort of sports, just going out on ground. But I think when I was 14-15 and I first debuted for the senior women's team after the under-19s, and on my debut I scored 100. So that's when I thought, okay, actually if I keep working hard, I belong here. I need to actually focus on a lot of more things. Till then I used to just enjoy, and it was just about getting into, because I love cricket, I enjoy. After that I started thinking about how do I work on myself, on my batting, on my fielding, on all other aspects, fitness. So that's when actually, I think when I was 14 or 15, I was like, okay, I want to play for India.
Like that, this is my career.
Yeah, this is my career. I want to play for India. I want to win matches for India.
Wow. And who was your role model growing up?
Growing up, I just watched my brother bat. He was a left-handed as well, and so I just picked up the bat because of the way he batted, and I'm a righty actually. So yeah, I think growing up, all the shots which I've learned is just if you want to see now, if me and my brother bats, he's left cricket, but if we see us both bat together, we are pretty similar. It's just a mirror image sort of a thing. Only a pony will be a different thing. So yeah, I think growing up, batting-wise, role model was my brother, and I think life goals was like my mom. As I said, she was such a big influence on me.
Yeah. But if you had to point out a favorite cricketer as when you were growing up, somebody who you thought like, okay, wow.
Well, I always loved watching Sangakkara sir bat.
Yeah.
He was a left-handed hander too, and
Sri Lanka,
yes, and yeah, I think the way he used to play his cover drives, and I think he had all the shots, and it was just very graceful, and yeah, I was just in awe of his batting, and I should try and copy him as also when I was a kid. And of course, Sachin sir, growing up, we've everyone had watched him and idolized him. But as a lefty batter, I think for me it was Sangakkara sir growing up.
So I want to go backtrack a little bit to the first time you actually played professionally. You were 11 years old in the under-19 team. How did that happen? And so young, 11 is like really young, especially in the under-19 team. So how did that happen?
So it's a pretty funny story, because whatever I'm talking about mom now, but she always wanted me to play individual sport. She wanted me to be a sports person, but she always wanted me to play an individual sport. Like when I was 8 or 9, because not at that time we didn't have under 15s or under 16s for cricket. We had directly under 19.
Yeah.
So she was like, you're 10, 11, and who's gonna take you for the under 19 team? So she was like, start playing tennis, at least there's under 12, under 14, so it'll be an easy process for you. So I was like, okay, I will if you want to, but at the end, after 14-15, I'll start playing cricket. So she was like, this girl is mad. So she sent me to that selection as an 11-year-old with my dad, that take her, let her go. She will not get selected. She'll start playing tennis then.
She'll get demotivated
automatically. Yeah, and she'll start playing tennis, because I don't know why she was like, she wanted me to play some individual sport rather than a team sport.
Right.
So And then I went for the selection, and actually eventually I just got selected.
Wow.
Played in 11. So then she also realized, okay, my girl is good.
Yeah.
She let her focus on cricket,
Yeah,
and that's when
talent. And what were some of the obstacles you faced, while making it to the Indian cricket team? You mentioned there were lows. So anything in particular that you remember, where you felt like, maybe have you ever felt, if at all, that like I'm close to giving up because I'm at this low?
No, I don't think giving up, but of course lows are like, of course, when you don't bat well, or sometimes you're not batting well for a stretch of 2 months and you're not able to, figure out what's happening. That time you just feel that, will I ever be able to bat the same way I used to? So that doubts do come. But I don't think giving up is something in my, in my DNA or in my mental space that never crosses my mind, that a word never comes. And also when I think injuries are a big part of
course.
When I got ACL, I felt that, will I be able to walk the same way, run the same way? You're on crutches for 2.5-3 months. So yeah, those few periods when you're low, but I don't think it ever turned out to be like, okay, I have to give up. It's just that doubts which come, that will I be able to do the same things again the way I used to do, or will I, like sometimes when you're not batting and you're not able to time at all, it just comes, when will I start timing the ball? Like when on earth will I again bat the same way?
Yeah. So what is your mindset, to overcome like a low like this? How do you motivate yourself and push yourself?
Well, it's pretty easy for me. I just have short-term goals which I have. So, say if I feel low today, I will just start writing, like, what I have to work on for the next 6 days or for the next 7 days in my batting, in my fitness. So once I start doing that, I just forget what's happening. I just focus on what I have to do.
Right.
So when I change my my headspace into what I have to do in the next 6-7 days, I just feel like, okay, there's so much to look forward.
Yeah.
It's just fine. Whatever happened. Can't change it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that one thing really helps me. Like also the World Cups, when you play the finals, you don't win, and you didn't have a great World Cup. You just, of course, it takes 4-5 days, but after that, there will be one particular day when I'll be like, okay, this is my 7 days thing I have to work on. This is my 1 month thing I have to work on, and then it's just gone. Now I'm focusing on what I have to work on myself.
And sometimes that's so important, because most of the time we focus on and dwell in what's gone wrong, and then everything that could go right doesn't happen because you're there, you're focused.
Yes, correct.
So I think that's amazing and great advice for everybody who's going to be watching.
That's one God gift that I have, that half an hour is max I'll dwell on something. Like whatever it is, half an hour, and then I'll move on. Then I'll be like, ठीक है, हो गया, अब क्या कर सकते हैं? Just whatever is there now, अभी क्या ही कर सकते हैं, चलो.
Yeah. And you're in the public domain, which is of the highest, like apex, right? Like you're playing cricket for India. Obviously, that comes with its share of criticism. There will be people who will comment on 1,010 different things. So how do you deal with it?
I think don't look at it. Like if you don't read them, or you don't listen to them.
Yeah.
So I have people who talk to me not about all those things. Like my close people they will never talk to me about who's appreciating me, who's criticizing me. They will talk to me about everything else than cricket.
Right.
So, and even if it comes to your ear, I think for me it is like, if I'm able to take a congratulations, if I'm able to take an appreciation, I should be able to take whatever criticism comes as well. And as I said pehle ki, half an hour max.
Okay, this has happened now. Half an hour quota.
Half an hour, and that's it. Yeah, I'm fine.
That's amazing. We obviously have to talk about the fact that you scored a double century with Rahul Dravid's bat. We must talk about this. So how did that happen? And how did you get your hands on it? What was the process like?
I think my brother had been to NC or Bangalore, and I think he met Dravid sir, and I don't know how did he get hold of Dravid sir's bat. So he came, he got like best wishes for Smriti on that bat from Dravid sir, and he gave it to me. So
what did you say when you saw that bat? Like,
no, I was okay, I'm going to keep it and I'm going to frame it. And then I just picked it up and I was like, oh, this is my weight. It's a very good bat. Let's try and play. So I played few practice sessions and I just loved the bat. And I was like, chalo, use kar lete is bar season mein. And yeah, that year I definitely scored a lot of runs. I don't know if it was his bat or me batting, but yeah, that 200 when I scored. Of course, like when people like news, the press came, they saw the signature and they actually picked up the story from there that I scored. So yeah, it's not like a very different story, but yeah, somewhere it's just like I got the bat and I felt okay. Wow, this is. It was supposed to be in the. It was like a trophy unit or something, just for just to keep it. But yeah, I ended up using it.
And have you ever spoken with Dravid sir about this?
Yeah. He knows it.
How does he feel?
Yeah, he's also pretty stoked that like he also was like, oh, things come like a full circle. Yeah, like he never thought that he will give someone and someone like after a few years that person will be talking about cricket and all that.
Wow, yeah, that's really full circle. How did it feel to have Jhulan Goswami as your roommate? What was that process like?
Well, that was a very nervous moment for me when I got to know that Juludi is gonna be my first roommate, like my first ever India tour, and Juludi is my roommate. So yeah, I was pretty nervous. When I went to the room, I just put my bag at the corner and like I just sat I sat on the bed just looking at her. I was like, because I was like 17 and Jhulan Goswami. I was like, wow, oh. And I'm in a room. I always dreamt to play with her, and all of a sudden I'm in a room with her. So I just kept looking at her. First 2 days I didn't speak anything. Whatever she said, I had a habit of getting up 5:36 at that time. I was a good girl at that time, and I used to do my yoga stuff and all. So because she was there, I was so scared. I used to not even put on any light. I used to I used to do everything very carefully. So yeah, first 2-3 days were I was very nervous, but she's the most amazing human you will meet. She made me feel so comfortable that didn't feel like I was like with Jhulan Goswami. Just felt like, okay, Jhulu di apni hai, sort of. After 2 days, then I started pulling her leg. Then she's like, abhi aaye tu apne pe. The first 2 days I behaved like such a good kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I think first 2-3 days were pretty nervous. I was like, I tried avoiding even looking at her. Like, I was like, don't even look.
So what broke the ice between the two?
I think that's what I said. Yeah. She started like talking like she knows me, and she has that vibe that she will. I think that aura that she can talk to everyone in a way where people will feel like ye apni hai. Yeah. She won't make you feel like she's like Jhulan Goswami, like, especially for the juniors. Yeah. I think I think that credit is all about her that ice was broken, because she always, from the first day, she always gave me bats. She took care of me if I'm not batting well. She used to come to me. She used to take me out for dinners, and she was pretty like
very sweet. Yeah. Especially at 17, having that idol who you've like watched and like grown up hearing, and then sharing a room with them. Pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it was.
And we spoke about fans earlier, but do you remember any one particular fan in that you'll always remember, any encounter?
Well, recently only, of course there are a few, but recently I was coming from Sangli after a shoot, and I was shooting something in the car. We stopped in midway to change the car after the shoot was done, and so I think it was little like away from the city. It's very small. Only I think 4-5. There were just 4-5 houses, and we just stopped for 5 minutes. I was talking to my managers there, and we were just shifting the cars. Till then, I sat in my car, and there was a girl knocking on the door, like a very small girl, and she got like a bunch of roses, like, and I thought like, how much do I pay? Like, I didn't know why. I asked her why you're getting. She said, I just got it for you. I said, wow, thank you. I said, do you want something? Like, no, I just wanted to say thank you. And she just gave me and went, and didn't even ask for a photo or anything. Like, generally people come to you for photos and autographs, but she just came to me and gave me a bunch of roses. And it just recently, actually yesterday, when I was traveling, and I was like, wow, this like kind of made my day. Like, someone who's just coming and giving roses to you, and like a small girl saying thank you and not asking anything in return.
It's so unconditional. Like,
I think I was talking to my manager for like half an hour about it, and he was like, what is wrong? Why you like people come to you? I was like, no, this is like different. It's like different. People come for photos. This is like I don't know. I just felt really happy.
That's really sweet. Yeah. Really, really sweet. Any crazy encounters with fans?
There's one guy who had told me, will you marry me, sister? So I was like his sister, and so that was really,
कैसे
I
हो
laughed
गया?
about it
Yeah.
for a pretty long time. Yeah.
नहीं हो सकता. I cannot.
Sister and marriage, like I was like, okay.
When India does lose, say a World Cup match, how does that feel, to you as a player? Obviously, because that's that's something that you feel so passionately and you're patriotic about. But still, there was so much outpour and love from the country, right? So what was that process of, that loss like for you?
The 2017.
Yes.
Okay. That one day we were really sad, and then when we came back to India and we saw the kind of support and love everyone is giving, somewhere in back of our minds we were like, okay, at least we have got women's cricket back in India. Like not back, but like we've got more visibility for women's cricket in India through this World Cup. And people know about women's cricket. So that's one thing which I felt that actually the whole team, like we felt a little emotional about it, that of course that loss was still on our mind, but somewhere we still felt that we still felt happy that we could actually inspire the next generation to start playing cricket now.
That we're here, and we've gotten so far.
Yes, definitely.
And since you started playing cricket at such a nascent early stage till now, what changes have you noticed have happened for the women cricket team?
I think, as you mentioned, that we get criticized and appreciated, and that itself shows that people are watching. People are knowing that we are going to play this series now, this tournament now. They follow women's cricket, and that's a huge change for me from the time I started playing cricket. Like people didn't watch that much, so there was no appreciation nor criticism. So now when both is happening, we are like, okay, it's fine. We are on us, like we are growing because people are watching. So I think that's a massive change for me. The visibility has gone higher, and the best thing now is that I see lots of young girls, in academies. Earlier, it used to be hard to, see one or two girls, but now in every academy you go, you'll at least see 10, 12 girls playing. And coming to the coach and saying, I want to be this person, there are so many role models now. Like we always had role models in women's cricket, but they were not as visible as how the role models are now. So that makes a huge impact. So a small girl coming and saying, I want to be like Jhulan Goswami, I want to be like a Harman, and all those things kind of, that's something which has changed massively, and it's a positive thing.
Very positive, yeah. And this journey of, again, from being this young 11-year-old who got into the team to now, how has cricket helped you grow as a person?
As I said, I think massively it has helped me grow as a person. I have matured a lot. I've become more calm. You have to always start your day as a new day, because you start your innings as on zero, even if you score 100. So that's the biggest takeaway from what I've learned is, whatever happens in your life, the next day is always a fresh day. So I think that's a huge thing in cricket, because you score 100, you score 200, you get out on zero. You always have a chance to go back the other match and start scoring, or do the other.
That's a great way of looking at it. And what advice would you give to the very many young girls who are watching, who want to pursue a career in sports? What advice would you give them?
Well, what's worked for me, one thing is that whatever I do, I just put my heart into it and I enjoy doing it. The biggest part of my life is that I need to enjoy doing whatever I'm doing, and till I am doing, I am enjoying what I'm doing, I think everything else takes care of itself. I don't want to do any practice session just because my coach is telling me or my trainer is telling me. I do it because I enjoy doing it, and that makes a huge impact in the outcome we get from that particular session. So I would just say that do it for yourself, not because anyone else is forcing you to. Because if you do that for them, then it doesn't really help you as much if you do it for yourself. So just that enjoyment, that word, that enjoy the process. Of course, everyone enjoys after becoming something, but that process of becoming something, that's also, you should enjoy everything.
Because it ultimately leads you.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is going to be fun questions. This segment is called Things You Can't Find About Me on Google.
Okay.
What did you want?
Nowadays, what you can't find on Google? Like,
so that's why these are so hard, right? Like I have to really be like, okay, this is there, we can't ask this.
Like there are a few things on Google I read which I also don't know about myself.
Oh, this happened. Okay, so let's try. Let's see if they're not there. Is there any character from a movie or any book that's impacted your life?
It's a very strange thing, but oh my god, have you watched?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, that movie has impacted me.
Really?
I don't think many people would answer
Yeah.
saying that movie, but I don't know, somewhere that left a big impression on me as a person.
Wow. See, this we won't find on Google.
Yeah,
Now
this,
it'll come.
this you will not find on Google.
What would your cheat meal look like? And when was the last time you had it?
It will be cheat meals. So yesterday only I had a vada pav, so that was a cheat meal. Yeah.
Favorite holiday destination?
See, I've not been to holidays a lot because of the kind of schedule we have. We are traveling so much, so holiday destination is Sangli for me.
Oh,
That is because actually मैं घर जाती हूँ, मेरा 3-4 दिन I just go home like for 3-4 days only ना. So that's like a holiday from my work for me, no, to go back home.
Yeah.
But ऐसा देखा जाए तो I have loved New Zealand whenever we have toured there. It's a beautiful country, so yeah, mostly maybe New Zealand, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite sport besides cricket?
I like football, tennis. Then if you ask me which one I like to play is table tennis. I like little bit of table tennis. Yeah.
Wow. And now I'm going to show you a photo and you're going to tell me the memory behind it. It's an old photo and this is, we found it super cute, so we had to
I'm scared. Oh, this one. As I said, I think there is hanging ball always at home.
Yeah.
And I think this was our previous home where we used to stay. And yeah, I was using my brother's bat to play as always. Second child always gets the second hand stuff, bhaiya ka.
Third. So imagine
okay, so bad luck. I used to feel now I feel better.
Yeah.
So I used to use his bats and all. So yeah, I think ऐसे हम लोग competition करते थे who will like do it continuously, how many times, me and bhaiya. So
and we've reached like the last question, and I just want to say that it's been amazing. I think that your mindset, on comeback, on everything, on being balanced, has just been amazing. So on that note, one life lesson that you'd like to tell
मेरे से लेनी है. इतना ऐसा I don't think I'm that life lesson.
Yeah.
I think whatever, like what I said, as I said, I think that whatever happens in that day, sometimes we like think like that one negative thing happens that ruins your day, but sometimes as I speak to everyone in my team as that if we lose a match, we always just see that we've lost it. There are a lot of positives also which has happened in that lost match. Same I think in a day, that if there's one negative thing which has happened, but there are a lot of positive things which has happened as well. So if we shift our focus from that negative to positive, maybe it might just brighten your day. So I don't know if it's the life advice or all that. It's just which I find really useful. I use it always.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for doing this with us, and we're all rooting for you. And I hope you continue to make India proud.
Thank you.
This has been lovely.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hi Smriti ma'am, I'm Vaishnavi Singh, I'm 19-year-old. You are such an inspiration to me and so many girls out there. You play cricket like it's everything.
Hi Smriti ma'am, my name is Thea Kanastra and I'm 14 years old. I love seeing you play on TV and I love all of your shots that you play, and when you hit a 6, it is something that just makes me smile a lot.
Hello Smriti Mandhana ma'am, my name is Heer Kothari and I'm 15 years old. You are my ideal because you show people that cricket is not only a game for boys. Girls like me can play and dream of representing India.
Hello Smriti Didi, my name is Sharyu Patwar. I am 7 years old. My dream is to play cricket for India with you one day. I